spiritual brothers and sisters, and of course the rest of the brothers and sisters. This is part of our thank to India. This time in the form of interfaith service. So it is quite, I think, relevant. This country, I think the country where all world major religions live here, and 1,000 years, I think, live harmoniously, peacefully. Of course, small incidents here and there, that's understandable. Nearly a billion human beings. Nobody expects all billion Indians are very perfect. That can't say some problems. That's always happened. But overall, if you look India as a whole, I think last more than 60 years, I think very, very peaceful, stable, very harmonious society. Yes, there is also the different culture, different language, different script in this country, plenty. East Indian, West Indian, North Indian, South Indian, different script, different language, and to some extent, I think different cultural heritage. However, all live together. Or sometimes the Southerners say, or Tamil people, they say their language is superior than Hindi. Doesn't matter. Let them say that way. But you see, actually, essentially, all live as brothers, sisters. I think a very, very stable country and religious harmony. Now it's become, I think, clear India's sort of tradition, religious harmony, and also India's tradition of ahimsa is, I think, should be modeled of the rest of the world, where many places is a fighting between the follower of same teacher, like Sunni, Shia, a Catholic, Protestant. This kind of sort of conflict. When I saw these things, then I really admire the India sort of 1,000 years sort of tradition. All live together. An intellectual level, debate. That's good, but with respect. Like I think the Nalanda sort of masters, many Buddhist logicians, philosophers, you see, serious debate with non-Indian sort of school of thought, but with respect. Similarly, the non-Buddhist ancient Indian sort of philosopher, they also argue with Buddhist concept seriously. I think sometimes forcefully, but with respect. I think that's, very democratic sort of principle, democratic sort of idea. It's very good, wonderful. So therefore, now our gathering here from different religious tradition. So I really feel very happy. Then we Tibetan, of course, refugee community. Now many young Tibetan here, and here also. You are the generation who born in this country. You never saw, you see, Tibetan, but you remain as a Tibetan. Tibetan spirit, you keep very fresh, very alive. Meantime, getting modern education. So you are quite lucky, in a way, quite lucky. if you're born in deep inside Tibet and live there, I don't think you have this kind of opportunity. In a way, we are refugees. We lost our own country. Sad. But at the same time, we found very good opportunity. So all these, mainly government of India, government of India, and the people of India. In early 60s, Pandit Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, he planned all these schemes for Tibetan resettlement and also the education. And he graciously agreed to set up separate society for Tibetan children's education. And the major funding, government of India. Of course, besides some other, eventually many NGOs, many even individuals, helping us. But initially, main expenditure met by Indian government. So therefore, it is our moral responsibility to thank India. Firstly, even Tibetan script copied from one of the India's negatively.
Gupta letters. Gupta letters.
Gupta letters. And then alphabet, similar. Kakaganga, Chachachanya, Tadadana. So we copy from your alphabet, like that. So with that, I think more than 300 volumes of mainly Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist religion, and also the medicine, these things. Altogether, I think more than 300 volumes, which translated from India. Main language, Sanskrit, and then also Pali, and then maybe some other language. But these are the basis of Tibetan wisdom. So all our certain wisdom come from India. Understanding. This come from India. So therefore, I usually describe we are Chela of India. India is our guru. Then, me personally, last 51 years, I gained a lot of new awareness. Last now 51 years, very, very useful. You know, Malik, you national officer, you spent quite a number of years with me, you know. So every occasion, I gain some new knowledge, new awareness, very useful. I think hopefully, when you are as a lesson officer there, I think at that time Dalai Lama, in today's Dalai Lama, I hopefully a little more wiser. I think each year, each year, you see, I develop more awareness. Sometimes more deeper, and various things, different religious tradition, and also one important thing is modern, science, these things. So very, very, I think, as a refugee, stateless, at the same time, complete freedom, many opportunity. So therefore, it is our responsibility to thank India. Meantime, more than 51 years passed and remain in this country. So we also getting deeper awareness problems in this country. So like caste sort of what is it, system, and some dowry,
Dowry system.
and then some just women, the husband passed away, then the rest of the life have to remain without marriage. So these, I think, some old tradition, but according basic human right or human sort of value, then these are not very good. So we have to change these things. That's, I think, very, very important. And then, because India's economy now was developing, so therefore, the rich and poor, the gap, rich and poor, also increasing. And village, remote area, still, I think their life, still, I think, 1,000-year-old already. Something like that. Even I think in some cases, I think electricity, these things are not adequate. So, as a sort of now, almost the son of India, so naturally, we have serious concern to improve these things. Then, in the spiritual field, many occasions I express, now our spiritual leaders, should have more sort of closer relation with masses. And some of our, the traditional sort of,
Traditional values.
sort of spirituality should make relevant day-to-day life. It is not sufficient just to carry some ritual and some ceremony. It is good, but must be more relevant day-to-day life. That I always say have sort of deep feeling or that kind of opinion. So many occasions I express now religious leaders of this country should take active role regarding promotion of non-violence, promotion of religious harmony, firstly within the country, then secondly to outside world. And also Indian community, whether in Europe or in England or in America or Canada, there are large number of Indian community. So a few occasions I met East Indian community, so I urged them, since you live in this country, so still you keep your culture. So now you should take more active role regarding promotion of ahimsa, promotion of religious harmony, firstly within your own community. Now, for example, in England, the Asian or Indian mixed with Pakistani or Muslim or Hindus. So within their own community, more dialogue, more closer relation. And then invite some of the Europeans, then let them share the India's 1,000-year-old sort of concept of ahimsa or concept of religious harmony. That, I think, can be significant contribution for that country where they live. So, recent few years, I always urging my Indian friends. Look, you see, our Chinese brothers, sisters, wherever they live, in bigger number, they create Chinatown. So why not Indian? India town. And full of the Indian sort of spirit. Not only Indian food, but Indian spirit. I think that's worthwhile, isn't it? Like that. So, or then Rajiv, he usually called himself my disciple. So I think today, disciples' duty too much praise towards Guru. Please don't believe these words. He a little bit exaggerated. So anyway, I appreciate. Since many years, you see, we become a very, very close friend. So he really devoted, you see, helping us and also helping promoting my ideas, these things. So I very much appreciate. Thank you very much. So then the Tibetan young people here, we have some kind of heritage, openness, truthful, honest. I think these you should not forget. You should not neglect these values. Many tourists who visit Tibet, they found the Tibetan there, in a way, victim, but more smiles. Those Han people, actually, they rule something like ruler, but less smile. So the people usually, you see, they love, you see, Tibetan sort of face, or also they smile face like that. So we Tibetan younger generation, now in different country, under different circumstances, so long this body with Tibetan blood there, you must keep those traditional Tibetan value. You must keep. With modern education, modern skills, then you become full Tibetan. If you forget these century-old values, then you become half Tibetan, like that. So therefore, it is very, very important. Then I always telling Tibetan, as well as some Chinese or some Japanese, those traditionally Buddhist, we should be 21st century Buddhist. That means fuller knowledge about modern thing, including modern science. Then meantime, fuller knowledge about Buddhism. So Buddhism, I usually make three divisions: Buddhist science, Buddhist philosophy or concept, and Buddhist religion. So as far as Buddhist science and Buddhist concept or philosophy is concerned, it's universal. So Buddhist religion for Buddhist. But these two things, Buddhist science and Buddhist philosophy or Buddhist concept of Paticca, concept of interdependency, very similar that of quantum physics. So these are universal. So we must know these sort of basic Buddhist ideas. Our Buddhist faith must be based on these fuller knowledge. Otherwise, our faith become like blind faith. It's not good. We must study what is Buddhism, what is Buddha, what is Dharma, what is Sangha. And once we study Buddhism and implement, then you gain some deeper sort of experience. Once we develop that deeper experience, then we can develop genuine admiration or respect towards all major world religions. All have same potential to bring inner values. I think world notice, like Mother Teresa and some many other, who really devoted their whole life for benefit of others, particularly the poorer section of the people. Their enthusiasm, their inner strength, where their inner strength come from their religion, from their faith. So all religions inspire different philosophy, but essential message is same: love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, self-discipline, and contentment. These things are same. In philosophical field, there is big differences. Buddhism and Jainism, it seems to say no concept of creator. The other, all major religions, you see, the real sort of faith is Creator. So there's big differences, but doesn't matter. You see, all carry same message, and the purpose of these different philosophy is same: to bring inner peace, inner strength, and honest, truthful compassion. These are the goal or purpose of these different philosophy. So different philosophy is different way to approach, but same goal, same aim, same potential. That's very clear. So I always make distinction, faith and respect. I am Buddhist. I have full faith towards Buddhism, but I equally have deep respect to all other religions. When I visit, you see, some different sort of temples, I have the feeling pilgrimage. In Europe, like Lohot, and Fatima, and of course in Rome, and
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Jerusalem. You see, the Jewish sort of Wailing Wall. When I reached there, I remained, and some of our Jewish brother, they pray. Sometimes when they pray, like Tibetans, they do like that. We also do that. And some Muslim students also, when they study Quran or something, they do that. We also same. So in any way, there are many similarities, and the important is how much sort of inspiration got to humanity last 1,000 years, and at present, in the future also, millions of human beings get immense benefit from these traditions. So therefore, there is plenty of reasons to respect, to admire, appreciation. But in philosophical fields, yes, we have to argue. But that is something different business, as I mentioned earlier. So therefore, I am extremely happy having this as the interfaith sort of meeting, and I very much appreciate all sort of religious representative who should pray for us, for me. Thank you very much. Thank you.